author. I was hiring speakers at my job and putting on conferences and everything like that. I still was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And so springtime came around and I started seeing Frank again. And so my husband's like, you need to just reach out to him. Just reach out to him. Just reach out to him. And so I reached out to Frank and I was like, something fell through, but, I need some help. And so fast forward to that and working with him, I said, I really think I'm going to quit my job. I said it in October of last year, and I really think I'm going to do it. And so around that time, I started putting myself out there to speak. I had spoken before, but no one was paying me. Because it's not because I wasn't good. I never asked people to get paid. I was volunteering my services. So just like Kimberly spoke about before, how many people don't know their value or their worth, so they're not even asking to be paid. Of the 180 people I hired to speak, I would say close to like 60% of them never asked to be paid. And I had the budget to pay them, but they never asked to be paid. And so I started asking to be paid. And people started paying me what I asked. They started paying for my flights. They started paying for my hotel rooms. They started purchasing my books and my services after I spoke. So I said, okay, maybe I can really quit my job now. And so when I had that speaking engagement last April, I believe it was, and they paid for all my expenses to go and share my message and my business, in which I was very shaky about my business at the time. I wanted to do everything. I want to serve anybody and everybody. They still wanted to hear my message. So they paid me to speak, to market my business to them. And so I finally got the courage and said, you know what, so you can really quit your job. So on June 10th, 2016 was my last day as an employee. Okay, and now I have the opportunity to come here and speak to you all, come and learn from one of the greatest in the game, because I don't have to be at someone's job or I have to lie about going, when you're working and you have to lie and tell them, oh, someone's sick or I'm not feeling well, or you can't even post on Periscope or Facebook that you're at this event because some nosy person from your job is going to see it. And so you're like, oh, shit, I can't really say it. And so that's what was happening. Before, when I was doing those speaking engagements, I would have to make up stories about why I couldn't be to work and why I was going to do these speaking engagements. But I no longer have to do that. I have the freedom to say I'm going to leave on Thursday and come and do this, come to this conference. Or I can go for a whole week. Usually I travel with my baby, but I kind of knew that Vegas, there was going to be a lot of smoke and stuff, and I didn't want to bring her here. But I can travel with my whole family to go do my speaking engagements and things like that. Okay? So today, I'm going to talk to you all about how you can speak to market your business. So I told you a little bit about me. I'm a speaker, I'm a best-selling author, coach and consultant, serial entrepreneur, crunchy mom to a cute 17-month-old little girl, and a wife. And guess what? I have organized over 15 conferences for our school. Over 15 conferences where I hired 180 speakers. So not only am I a speaker, I know the other side of speaking because I hired speakers. So I'm going to talk to you a lot about that today. And so my overall goal in life is to inspire women and some lucky men to lead and shine bright in their life. And so the leading, really quick, let me tell you that the leading is you stepping in the driver's seat of your life and saying, I'm going to do the thing that I want to do, that makes me feel good, that is going to allow me to shine bright, which is me being the best version of myself, okay?
Yes, right.
Alrighty. And so I'm going to do this like I do my regular talks. If you're feeling me, if you like what I'm saying, we're going to pretend like this is Periscope or Facebook Live, and you're going to tap. Tap the air, tap your feet, do something. But let me know that you're feeling me so I can feel your energy, because Benny spoke about, you can do that too. Benny spoke about, there's the atoms and everything in the room and stuff, so I need to feel your energy, because even though I'm a speaker, sometimes we get a little nervous and we want to know what people are doing. So send me some hearts, some love. What is that thing on clap? The hands? Yes, the
All right,
okay. Share. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what is professional speaking, the 3 types of speakers, different kinds of speaking platforms, why you all should be speaking to market, I don't care what industry you're in, and also how to prepare for speaking engagements. All right, so what is professional speaking? Professional speaking is you communicating value in exchange for payment. Okay? So I always tell people, when they pay for you to go and speak at a place, they're not really paying for you to speak. They're paying for the value that you have, that you can impart on their audience, their students, their maybe their sales reps. They're paying for the value. Okay? So I don't ever want you to say, oh, well, I'm not a great speaker, I'm not this, I'm not that. You have knowledge and expertise that an organization, school, whatever needs. So they will pay you money for that. And we're going to talk about the type of money that this game has, the game of speaking.
Game of speaking.
The game of speaking, yes. Ooh, that might be a good podcast.
Yeah.
Write it down. I got it.
Write it down for me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Copyright.
I know you want to copy. So
I'm on the
companies,
phone with my attorney right now.
companies and organizations last year spent $1 billion on speakers and trainers to come to their training facility. Okay?
Last year.
Last year, billions with a B. There's money out there. Money out there for you to come and serve organizations. And we was talk about that, right?
I'll take a point.
So and the exact number is 129 on workplace education. So I'm not talking about, the personal development world, like the Tony Robbins and all these other people. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about workplace education. I know a lot of times when people think about public speaking, we just think about the personal development arena, but I'm talking about corporate schools and things like that, okay?
That's
Nice, that's it.
Yeah.
So experts are not paid to speak. They're paid to give value.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna talk about that. So President Barack Obama, when President Barack Obama leaves office, he could get paid $100,000 plus to go and speak someplace because of why? His perceived value. Perceived value. And our friend Kimberly was talking about that. Your perceived
Sounds
value.
like JV happening right now.
Yes, girl, yes.
Manifestation.
Yes.
There we go.
So my question to you is, what value do you bring to the marketplace? And yesterday Diana had us think about that. Kimberly talked to us about that this whole weekend. Frank, if you were in the talent school, he talks about value all the time. What value do you bring to the marketplace? So think about that as we're talking, okay? So there's 2 tracks of professional speaking. You have celebrities, athletes, and politicians. They off the jump, whether they're good or not, they can start charging top dollar to speak at organizations, to speak at schools, to travel. Top dollar. Okay? I think that's one of the things that Hillary Clinton was getting in trouble for, because we'll say, well, she's getting all this money speaking. Let the woman get her money. They got it to pay. I don't get it, right? And then there's us. There's people like us. There's the Lisa Nichols of the world, who's my coach and mentor. Totally love her. Lisa Nichols of the world, who, if you know her story, she was on welfare, feeding her baby beanies and weenies. And now she runs this. I think she's the second woman and first African American to have their personal development company traded on the stock market. Right. Beanies and weenies for her baby. So just like us. So even though that might not have been our story, but we're everyday people who have the opportunity to go on that track. Okay? And so I'm going to talk about our good friend Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the highest paid speaker. Is the highest paid speaker. He's gotten paid $1.5 million to speak at a real estate event. And here's the reason why. It's not because he's the best speaker. It's not because he has the best hair. It's not because he's the greatest person. But the value that he has, the perceived value that he has to speak to a real estate expo can really blow up people's business, can blow up their whole world in terms of real estate. What he can teach one sales rep at that event. So it's all about perceived value. So,
just want to add real quick.
Yes.
Donald Trump is the best real estate developer in the game. I don't care how you feel about him personally,
Yeah.
politically. When it comes down to facts, when it comes to the real estate game, he is the best ever in the history of mankind real estate developer.
okay? Absolutely. And so he got the coins to show it, right? So what is your expertise, knowledge, product, or story you want to share with the world? What is it that you want to share with the world? It's your established business you have, or maybe the business you want to create. That is your message. Frank talked about your core values. That is the value you want to share with the world. All right? Maybe it's how to get out of debt. Now, this one's for you. That's your expertise, how to get out of debt. People will pay you for that. How to build a food truck. My husband and I have a healthy food truck out in Providence, Rhode Island. So he's working on a book to show people how to start their food truck because people are always in his inbox saying, how did you do this? Because he documented online how he built the truck from when we got the loan for the truck, for when we got the truck from the, from the auction, and we stripped the truck, and okay, so he's an expert in that, so people want to hear him, right?
Yeah.
How to dominate Instagram, how to forgive yourself. My book is about how to forgive yourself in order to be successful. All right? So those were the things I was traveling to speak about, how to forgive yourself to be a success. Maybe it's diversity in HR. Maybe you created a life-changing app. Maybe your makeup products are some of the best in the game, and that's what you're going to speak about, all right? Or you make scrumptious smoothies or vegan bars, whatever it is. So there's 3 types of speakers. There's the informational speaker or the educational speaker who I think, like Nabi, you will be an educational speaker where you're teaching them, okay, here's what you can do to get to this point in your life to up your credit and different things like that. That's